Aloha, Calley O'Neill.
Aloha! Hi, people.
So we're going to do some interviews here to get a full story about this thing you call the full body elixir. That is such a delicious name. Where did you get that, and what is the full body elixir?
I like how you say that. The full body elixir is a mind-body practice. It's actually, in a nutshell, a slow flow moving meditation, a highly therapeutic yoga qigong.
Okay, and where did you get that name? I mean, that is like so delicious.
Really, that's good because some people tease me. They think it's a drink. And I said it's more than a drink. It's a drink of life, basically. An elixir is a substance that has magical qualities. And I got that name because I tested this practice, this 90-minute practice or 60-minute practice, with numerous therapists and experts in different health fields and my own body to see if it was working every part of my body. So it's a full body including the mind, heart, and spirit. And elixir meaning it's a magical tonic for the body that we do ourselves.
Absolutely. Okay. So how, when, and why did you develop the full body elixir?
I didn't mean to do this. I never had any intention of creating a yoga practice, although I have a strong memory when I was about 21 of an amorous yogi from India who told me that yoga would become an exceedingly important part of my life. I laughed it off and forgot about it for a very long, decades I think. I mean, not decades, but I forgot about that for a long time. And I had a lot of physical pain. I don't talk about it much, so I'll be brief in this, but I had done a lot of professional landscaping work and a ton of cheerleading and a ton of crazy play and, you know, kind of gymnastics. We weren't trained, so God knows what we were doing in our own gymnastics. And a couple of terrible falls when I was a child. I tumbled down a very, very steep concrete set of homemade stairs, really steep, really long, tumble, tumble, tumble. In those days, at the bottom of it, you know, mom's not there to say, let's take you to the hospital, let's take you to the chiropractor, let's make sure you're all good. It's just like, don't cry, brush yourself off and get going. And later found out I had a huge hook on my L3 and that my spine was military straight, no curves from front to back at all. This is to credit the master chiropractor, long ago retired from Kona, Hawaii, Rhodey Edwards, who made me do x-rays, thank God, full standing x-rays. So again, spinal, a military spine, that's one of the worst conditions you can have because we get all of our bounce and resilience from our four curves. And my head, the pit where the spine goes into your brain, was 2 inches to the left of my tailbone, so no curves front to back, and then a curve that went in the spine as well as a rotational scoliosis. And that was enough by the time I was in my 20s to take me out many times. So later on when I had children, Aliana and Noah, in my 30s, I could be taken down into paralytic back spasms and be found crawling around the floor. They thought it was funny. I meant it. I had to be crawling. And that was coupled with a lot of different kind of joint pains and general weakness and severe allergies, lifetime of severe allergies, sinusitis, sinus infections, ear problems, serious digestive problems, skin problems, just emotional lack of confidence, poverty or scarcity, thinking, and just being under the gun of the New Jersey, New York upbringing of the AAA type striver. So I was always striving, trying to push the river, trying to make things happen. Not trying, I was, but overworked, underpaid, living on the razor's edge like good authentic artists do, and a lot of stress, a lot of joy also. I mean, I had always this sunny bright disposition, but I was really wrapped in a whole lot of physical problems. At a certain point in time I was pretty desperate, and one of my friends gave me a little massage and started to cry because my muscles were falling off my bones. I was doing everything I could to quote unquote clean my body out so that I wouldn't have these horrific allergies which would run like in a menstrual cycle for 3 weeks. I'd have a little relief for a week and it'd be right back there again, a pattern of heavy sneezing, and then just crazy activation of sinuses, itchy eyes, and then super stuffed up where I couldn't breathe through my nose. I barely breathed through my nose for decades. And so I was pretty much a mess back in those days. And when I went to see Rhodey Edwards, I'd already been to 14 chiropractors and an osteopath, and nobody could help me, and I had no idea how to help myself. And when he revealed this picture of my spine, and if you have spinal problems, full standing x-rays is essential. Yes, I did the MRIs, but that's like slices of bologna, just little slices that'll never tell you the whole story. And when he revealed that, I knew what to do in my practice. And he tried to kick me out of his practice after going every week, driving all the way to Kona for an hour, because after 2 months my spine, my hips weren't in place, they were really out, and it hadn't moved. And with Rhodey, 2 months in, if it hasn't moved, you're done. And I said, I'm sorry, Rhodey, I can't leave. I'm staying with this. And by 3 months, I started to, my hips came back in place, and I started to feel some resilience. Starting by doing this practice that became, over many, many, many years, with no intention to do so, the full body elixir. Like slowly, small movements, intentional movements, working with amazing healers and therapists in Waimea and on the Big Island. This is the healing island. We have all kinds of resources here and brilliant people. They all helped me, whether it was in acupuncture, Chinese medicine, Chinese herbs, meditation, every manner of massage therapy. I mean, you name it, I've tried it, and they all helped me. But what really helped me the most, and what Rhodey ultimately credited, was this moving meditation, small movements and inner kindness, which I only came to out of desperation. So right now, my whole thing is I see people, they get a diagnosis, they start to make the change. They have something go wrong, they start to make changes toward health. And I was no different, but I know that's not the best way. The best way is to have a practice, to have a practice now, while things are easier for you if they are. And as I've practiced for, I wish I could name the years, decades now, and started to teach, I practice 7 times a week and teach 3. So I'm practicing 10 times a week. I began to see changes, big changes, in every area of my life.
Okay, I want to stop there for a second and start the video up again so we don't have such a long slice at a time. We're keeping these at about, this is 8.5. We're going to go to 10 minutes on most of them, okay? That way people will know.
Do 5?
Well, let's stop this one now, and then we'll come back to it. Okay?
Yeah.